We begin this program with a brief recitation from the Quran, the scripture of the Muslims, by Hamza Abdul Malik. Hamza Abdul Malik is a young imam of the Midtown Mosque in Memphis, Tennessee, where he's spearheading a neighborhood renewal effort in one of the most blighted neighborhoods in Memphis, entered around the mosque, one of the few African-American graduates of Al-Azhar University. He will share with us a few verses from the Quran.
Ladies and gentlemen, Hamza Abdul Malik.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم One of the things that we learned in our course this semester, Leadership in the Public Square, was a concept called transformational leadership. According to Kaya Ismail, transformational leadership is a leadership style used by managers and other influential figures that emphasizes vision, empowerment, and support to inspire followers towards action and change. In fact, after looking into it, I've come to the conclusion that leadership is about transformation. To be a leader is to be transformative, because essentially what you're trying to do is you're taking people, you're transforming them from where they're at and putting them through a process of transformation in order for them to go from one point to another point. That requires a level of transformation. And leaders are tasked with the obligation and responsibility of helping them in the process of becoming the people who they need to be in order to reach their desired goal. And so one of the readings that we had was a transformational leadership and job performance. This was by Lai and Tang. One of the things that they said is that through idealized influence, inspirational motivation, intellectual stimulation, and individualized consideration, those are the 4 behaviors that transformational leaders can use to change their members' behaviors, encouraging them to exceed expectations. Not just to reach their expectations, but to exceed their expectations. And this is in the reading Transformational Leadership and Job Performance. This is one of the readings that we did in the course Leadership in the Public Square. These 4 behaviors will help people actually develop into the type of people that they need to be in order to reach their desired goal. So one of the ways that transformational leadership theory applies to my particular social location is particularly the aspect of intellectual stimulation. When you look at the article on transformational leadership theory by Amy Campos, this was another reading that we had in the course, she says that intellectual stimulation challenges the behaviors of the followers by introducing certain values and beliefs that individuals can be expected to observe. And so this is where intellectual stimulation will come in, where you're introducing certain values and beliefs to individuals in order for them to aspire and to expect them to actually observe and live up to. And so the Quran is a very central part of my social location. I grew up memorizing the Quran. I grew up studying the Quran. I learned Arabic. I went overseas. I learned Arabic, which is the language of the Quran that's been preserved from the time that the Quran was revealed until today. And so one of my particular skill sets is translating the Quran and making it relevant to the people, and translating it into today's kind of vernacular, so to speak. And so I take a lot of concepts from the Quran and I try to apply it in everyday life, and I try to inspire people by using the Quran. I actually try to create a transformational experience through Quranic education, because I myself experienced transformation through being educated in Quranic studies. So one of the ways that I applied my Quranic education is by starting Miraj Academy, which translated into Ascension Academy. And so what we do at Miraj Academy is we transform African American youth into dignified young men by developing their character, their leadership skills, and their spiritual awareness through learning the Quran, through studying the Quran, through studying the sacred language of the Quran in Arabic. Another way that this applied to my social location is by the masjid that we started back in 2015. We started a mosque, started a masjid, and we brought people together from all walks of life: African American, Arab, South Asian, West African, North African, people from the local area in Memphis, Tennessee, particularly in the Klondike neighborhood in North Memphis, and people who are transplants like myself, from New Haven, Connecticut, and other places, to come together in the Klondike neighborhood to revitalize the neighborhood. And the center of that revitalization is Midtown Mosque, is the masjid that we started. The values that the masjid was founded on are Quranic values. They're values that are inspired by the Quran. And so I use the teachings of the Quran to inspire people to come together in order to build this masjid, and not just to build the masjid, but build the community that surrounds the masjid, with regard to opening up a community garden, community orchard, a food pantry, and also a coffee shop, and neighborhood cleanups, and various other things, backpack giveaways, block parties, to inspire and bring life back into the neighborhood. My role and my being as a leader changes the conversation about leadership style, because it brings in the Quranic perspective. It brings in this kind of multifaceted, multi-layered experience of being African American who spent time overseas, who studied Arabic, who studied Quran, and is bringing those experiences, those diverse experiences from overseas, as well as from low-income neighborhood that's similar to the neighborhood that we're in, and trying to bridge that gap in order to create transformation within a community that has been neglected. And I believe that this approach can prove to people that we don't have to follow a Eurocentric point of view, or that we can benefit from all kinds of cultures, especially cultures that are not well known, or understandings that are not well known within our own community, and bring those new understandings into our community in order to uplift ourselves. Not only that, but we can start utilizing language as a psychological tool to expand the way we think about the world. So it changes the conversation in the sense that the Quran has a transformational power. It has an innate transformational power that can enable us to overcome our challenges as minoritized people in America. That is what I'm trying to bring to the table about leadership. I believe my research reimagines the public square to include the unseen realm, the soul, the world of the soul, the world of the mind, and how the Quran can transform people from the inside out. So the public square includes the realm of the unseen. Well, what my research will be focused on with regard to my dissertation is how the Quran, the transformational power of the Quran on a person's soul, on a person's psyche, and how that affects their environment as a result of them transforming, and how that transformation affects the world around them. My mission is to uplift creation with divine love. And particularly starting from the ground level of Midtown Mosque, the neighborhood of Klondike, the immediate neighborhood of Klondike, and North Memphis in general. And hopefully, when we see the transformational power of the Quran, how the Quran has transformed not just Muslims from all over the world, but particularly those people who have been traditionally neglected by society. When we see that transformational power, other people will be inspired, even in their own religions, to look back at their sacred texts, to look back at their spiritual understandings, and how it's not just attached to their particular identity, but it's something that other people can benefit from outside of their direct identity, whether that be directly or indirectly. And so I want to inspire that love for the unseen, that love for transformation. What I mean by the unseen, the soul, the mind, that love for that, and uplift that through acts of kindness, through improving each other's conditions. But how do we get that inspiration? How do we develop the framework for how to look at life in that way? We look at it through revelation. And I hope that we succeed. I hope that we all succeed in all that is good. May the divine creator bless you, bless us, and bless all our work. And I hope nothing but success for you in this life and in the next life.